So I had a shower probably about 15, 20 minutes ago. And when I was getting dressed after the shower, I thought to myself, are people on the internet going to suddenly realise that I don't really have a huge wardrobe of clothes because I keep wearing the same shirts all the time?
Do I say I'm the same? I have I don't know, maybe 7 shirts that I wear regularly because they fit nicely and they're comfy. That's it.
I definitely have some shirts that I probably should have thrown away a couple of years ago, but I like them so much that I'm like, you can make it, buddy. You can do it.
You can survive. Have you got a cold?
I thought you were saying I've got a pimple on my nose for a second there. I've had a cold.
You're sounding... Yeah,
I got really sick earlier in the week, but I'm really on the mend, even though it doesn't sound like it.
Yeah? Was it just a cold or COVID or something? Or
I think it was just a cold. I had a really incredibly sore throat for a day, and then that just went away, and then I've just slowly been getting better, venting all the boogers.
Sinus is so fun.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah.
So how have you been? You're sounding good.
I've been okay. I've been better, but I've been okay.
That's I'm going to call that a win.
Yeah, I think that's a win. So, I wanted to explain this whole situation to you about the medical stuff that I've had to deal with.
Yes.
Because the reason I'm feeling a little bit better is because I've gone through all of this crap with antidepressants and iron infusions and vitamin D tablets and all this kind of crap. But I wanted to talk about the iron infusion that I think is helping me now. I think I'm feeling a bit better from that, which is good. But the crap fest involved in getting to that point, I consider myself, I don't know, average intelligence, someone able to cope with these kind of things in life that you have to deal with.
You're smarter than me,
and
then.
The difficult... We're all average. The difficulty in getting this IV iron infusion that I've had just speaks volumes to how the hell are people supposed to get this done if they're not able or, don't understand or whatever. So I've been feeling really, really depressed, listeners. Had a lot of problems. Anyway, went to the doctor, finally got a whole bunch of blood tests done, find out that I'm anemic, need an IV, need iron. So I go buy the tablets. The tablets are terrible. Did not agree with me whatsoever. And then, so I ring the doctor and I say I need to get an IV infusion because the tablets aren't agreeing with me. And she says to me, I'll send you over a referral. Just go to your local hospital, see if they'll do it. So I call the hospital, my local hospital, which is a small little, country town hospital kind of thing. And they say to me, we can't have you do the IV infusion here because your doctor is not local to the town that I'm in. She's about 30 minutes away, the next town over kind of thing. And I say, well, can't you just add her into the system? No. She needs to go through something and, do all these checks, and we basically just don't accept them if they're not in the local town because they're not credentialed. And I said, well, that's stupid. I don't have a doctor in town because they're useless. I didn't say that. Anyway, thus began me calling. Hey, I'm sure they are. Thus began me calling every level of health department that I could find. And so the first one I called, I said, I want to lodge a complaint about the local hospital because blah, blah, blah. So what did she do? She transferred me to the local hospital to make a complaint. And I'm like, this is not helpful. They're not going to... Anyway, So then I rang the Department of Health for South Australia and got the runaround. Oh, no, we don't deal with that. We don't do this. We don't do that. Oh, whatever. So then I rang the Health Minister for South Australia, Chris something or other, spoke to one of his women. She comes back to me after a little while and says, oh, I've found out that's what they do. They need to be credentialed at the hospital and therefore, and she said credentials more times than you should say credentials in a sentence. She goes, I'm sorry, that's not the news you wanted. I said, no, I just want to be able to get the IV infusion done 3 minutes away from home. Because if anyone's had an IV infusion, you get headaches, you get nausea, you don't feel particularly good after it. And I didn't want to have to be driving 30 to 40 minutes back and forth. Anyway, that's fine. I end up going just back to the clinic and saying, can you do it here? Because I can't get into the hospital. So she couldn't find a vein when I finally got it done. So the IV infusion, it was supposed to be like an hour and a half of like taking your time and letting it. She had to just do direct injection into the vein over like 20 minutes, which is not the best way of doing it. And the nurse says to me while I'm there, well, I don't think I want to do this again. So if you need a second infusion, which is possible, because A, I'm a overweight person, so I might need more, but B, sometimes the first one doesn't do enough. Like I was pretty low. Mm-hmm. She said, if you need a second one, I'm not going to do it here. I can't do it this way again. Like I don't want to do it. It's a risk. She said, well, she said, you'll have to go to the hospital to get it done.
In Adelaide?
I said, no, in Mount Barker.
The one that...
They've got a local hospital.
Is that the one...
30 minutes away. No,
is that the one that said
mine.
no? Okay.
No. So then I said, okay, well, can you send the referral to them and get it all organised for me? She said, well, we're trying to speak to them at the moment and call them and ask them whether they will allow you to go to that hospital. And I said, well, why would they not? You guys are in. Me thinking the doctor is in the area for that hospital. It'll be fine, right? Right?
No, right?
No.
Yeah.
No. I don't live near the hospital.
Oh, God.
So what the fuck are people supposed to do? My doctor doesn't live near my hospital and I don't live near my doctor's hospital. So the rest of us in between people like me, just fuck you, you can go die. I don't give a shit. Like, what? How is this supposed to work? Tell me, because I really want to understand how I'm supposed to get this to work.
Well, hopefully
anyway,
you don't need the second one.
That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping, ultimately, because otherwise I have to go to my local doctor and pay $90 to go see the doctor to get a referral of a copy of the letter that my doctor has sent.
You can take to that hospital.
That I can take to the hospital.
Yeah,
and then they'll make money on it. Like, the doctors here will obviously make money on that rather than my actual doctor who's actually done all the work. Because, that, like, it's just beyond me. Anyway, so then my husband, he rang, like, the bloody local minister and the local public member and blah, blah, blah. And they're all just like, oh, well, that's how we do things in South Australia. Mate, I love our health system more than most. It has its problems and all the rest of it. But you cannot tell me that this makes any sense, that a person living anywhere in the state cannot go to just a hospital with a referral letter from a doctor and say, I need this done. If I have a car accident in the middle of butt-fuck nowhere, Port Augusta, am I not able to go to the hospital there because my doctor's not from the area and I don't live there? Like, it's insane to me. Oh, I can't treat you because you don't live in the area. Sorry.
That's almost like, do you have insurance?
Yeah. Yeah, but fuck you if you don't. Like, we'll just let you die. That's fine. Anyway.
That reminds me of something funny I saw years ago. I can't remember. Do you know the old show? It's quite an old show. Yes, Minister, and the sequel, Yes, Prime Minister. It was a very old.
I remember them, but not. Yeah.
They were basically political satire.
Yeah.
But so this was like, I think the show started in the black and white TV days, but it went through to the colour TV days. But there was this one episode where the minister, and I can't remember if it was Yes Prime Minister or Yes Minister, where he was taken to a hospital that they'd just opened, but there were no patients because all of the staff they had were too busy with admin.
Oh my God, that's so true.
He'd open a door and the minister would look in and there'd just be people working everywhere. And he said, oh, this is great. So how many patients do we have? He said, oh, no, Minister, we don't have time for patients. And that's what it makes you think.
That's a step too far. Anyway.
Have you experienced anything like that in Victoria when you were in Victoria or New South Wales? Same.
No,
I've never
I don't remember it.
I've definitely had referrals before, but I've never had any issues with referrals.
No. And I went to the hospitals, like in Melbourne, there's the Northern Hospital, there's Epping. I think that's the same one, actually, Epping and Northern. And then there's the Sunshine Hospital. We used to go to them a lot. Didn't matter where we lived. They were like the local hospitals for us. Yep. Well, not local, but, they had the EDs and stuff like that. I've never had the problem of, oh no, you don't live here, therefore you, or your doctor's not here, therefore we won't see you. But
they're not. What is it? What was the phrase they used?
Credentialed in the system. Anyway, the IV infusion I think is making me feel better, so I'm not as out of breath, and I feel a bit like I've got a bit more energy, which is good. So I'm hoping that it's done enough that I don't need that second one, because I don't want to have the fight of where to get it done. I really just don't. So.
Especially after that, the person told you, yeah, well, I'm not doing this again.
Yeah. It's too much of a risk. So for things to go wrong, you know, like I had to sit there and it was in my vein in my hand because she couldn't find one on my arm. So she was like unable to move, and she was like, oh, you know, cramping and stuff, and she couldn't move in case the needle came out and iron went everywhere. And yeah, so no, not.
Wow.
Doesn't want to do that again.
Well, you've been on quite. When was that?
That was 4 weeks ago now.
Oh, okay, that's right. Because I think you started telling me about this after we finished recording the last episode. Yeah. That's right. Yes.
Yeah. And I wanted to mention it in the episode, but I completely forgot, because it was like a thing that people should be aware of. That, my God, just don't. South Australia is just a fucking shithole. Honestly, sometimes it's just a pain in the ass.
It is.
Anyway.
I do keep hearing about problems with the medical system. In South Australia.
Really bad. Yeah.
But hey, did we want to do the intro now or wait until the end of the episode?
We probably you can just move it, it's fine.
I didn't move it last time, by the way. I left it at the end of the episode. Where we did the intro and straight away did the outro. Okay, I reckon you should do it again because you're really good at it.
Oh, okay. Intro. Are we talking about anything in particular today?
I don't know.
What is it? What are we in, March? Fuck.
Yes.
March.
Yes.
Right.
Wait, hold on, let me do my hair. I haven't actually. Is it okay? Is my hair okay?
Anyway. Oh, it's beautiful.
No, I fucked it up. Oh no.
No, you've made a mess now.
No, have I?
There
really?
You go. No. It's beautiful.
Oh Jesus! Fuck it. Anyway.
You know, it would be an issue if you were actually going to cut that section out, but I know that you're just going to leave it in. And so everyone's just going to see this.
I like people to see that we're real people, you know. We have our own foibles.
No, we don't have foibles. We are perfect.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
Specimens.
Well, you might be, but...
Wow. Anyway, shall I do an intro?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna stare at the camera.
Oh, okay, so am I. Hey everyone, welcome to the Shitcast with Ben and Mel. Thanks for joining us again. It's now March, if you can believe that, and I don't know where the year's gone already, but let's jump in and have a chat about what's been going on.
Yeah, good idea. I had a board gaming weekend at my place last weekend.
I heard.
That's when I got sick.
Oh, so it was someone there.
I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know. I saw Avenue Q. Have you seen Avenue Q?
No.
That's the sexy puppets who say fuck. Oh, they don't actually say fuck.
Oh.
I don't, or maybe that I can't remember anyway. It was a week ago now.
I mean, okay, it's too long. Whatever. Is it a movie?
No, it's a musical.
Oh, that's right. You were telling us about that ages ago. Did you all went, didn't you?
Yes, yeah. So Katie was down, and Uwe came as well. And Uwe was, like it? When we were asking Uwe if he wanted to come, he was like, no. Just his default answer is no to everything.
No, yeah.
But we just bought him a ticket, and he came anyway because we bought him a ticket. But then in the first half, there's this whole section where the puppets are fucking on stage. And it is so funny that, like, we're all laughing. But the funniest part for Uwe was there's a song called Schadenfreude. Do you know what Schadenfreude is?
Yeah.
So it was a whole song about that. And there was this part where... they were making fun of people running for an elevator, and you're the person in the elevator closing the door saying, no, fuck you. And we laughed his head off about that.
I love it. Because he probably does it every day at work.
Yeah, I think he does.
He's
but yeah.
that guy in the elevator.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I'm okay. Sorry, I was just laughing so
Are you
much.
sure?
Yeah, I'm okay. So yeah, that was fun. But yeah, the gaming weekend went off really well. God, we played a lot of board games.
Who won? Who was the overall winner for the weekend?
I'm pretty sure it wasn't me. Might have been
never
Katie,
me.
actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We should get Michael to pull up the stats.
Yeah, Michael, consult your spreadsheets.
Yes, please. Please tell us who won the most games over the weekend. It was either you, Sean, or Katie. So.
Sean was only there on the Sunday.
Oh.
So, because she came along with Toll, who's a friend of theirs.
Yep.
So Toll was there as well. But yeah, it was a good time. We played this new game that Michael had, which is just a really mini game called Things in Rings.
Yeah.
Which is about a Venn diagram.
Right.
So you've got your 3 circles, but so the person whose turn it is has 3 concepts, and they have different concepts for each part of the circles. So one of the circles would be something about the word, so it might like have 2 vowels, or it might start and end with a consonant or something like that.
Yep.
Then there'll be, I can't remember the actual categories, but then there's another one and then another one.
Yeah.
I think one is the physical properties of the item and then how it's used or something like that. So, and then everybody else has a hand of cards, which are just like things. And they play them into a spot on the Venn diagram.
Yeah.
And then the person whose turn it is says either, yes, you're right, or moves it to the spot that it should be in, which is bad.
Right.
Or just says, no, you're completely wrong, and moves it out of the circles.
I love it.
So the person whose turn it is starts by putting 3 out to give you a starting point. It is way harder than it sounds. It is really
I love
hard.
it. I love it's like that So Clover game too.
Yeah, we do. I think because I wasn't feeling well, I ended up having a rest while they played So Clover. But yes,
Yeah.
we also
I like those kind of games, but yeah.
What about Just One? Have you played that?
No.
That's another word game where whoever's turn it is, they'll pick, and so there'll be 5 words on the card. And whoever's turn it is can't see the card. They just have to pick a number between 1 to 5. So everybody else then has to write a word that they think will tell the person whose turn it is what word it is.
Right.
But if anybody has written the same word, those words are eliminated and the person doesn't get to see them.
Oh. Yeah, that's hard too.
Because you're trying to think, okay, this seems obvious, so I'm not going to put that. But then nobody will put the obvious thing.
Yeah. Like, don't put truck and then no one puts truck.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, I like the sound of that one too.
Yeah.
I like those kind of puzzle games. They're really cool for me.
Yeah, so Things in Rings
I'm going to look into.
can be really fun. So there's an expansion for it that Michael
down.
didn't get.
How dare you?
I know. Like, seriously, if there's an expansion, I'm like, default, yeah, I'm buying it. I'm just going to adjust my camera a little bit. There we go. No, that's the wrong way. There we go. Okay, cool.
I'm just writing down the name, sorry.
It's okay, Just One. Oh, sorry, Things in Rings.
Things in Rings, yeah.
So there's an expansion, what's it called?
Things in More Rings?
An extra
More
ring.
Things in Rings. Glory holes.
It's the pop culture expansion. That's what it is. That's why Michael didn't get it, because he's like, they're probably going to ask movie things.
Yeah, they won't know it. That would be right up our alley.
Yeah,
I'm going to write down the expansion as well.
Yeah.
Expansion, pop culture. Pop. Can you play it with 2 people or 3 people? Do you remember?
You can play with,
Off the top of
I
your
think
head?
it's best with at least 3 people, but probably ideally 4 people and more.
Yeah, right.
I think it's 3+, if I remember correctly.
Right.
But it can basically
you
go to
need one
any
for
number
each.
of people.
Yeah, right.
But trust me, when you'll be like, I think I figured this circle out. I think I figured it out. And then somebody will put down a card and you go, I haven't figured this circle out anymore.
No, I like the sound of that one.
But the Saturday before that, I went and got a COVID booster with Uli.
Yeah.
That knocked me for a 6, the first time that's ever happened.
Wow, really?
Yeah, and I had this massive lump on my arm where I had the injection as well.
Which one did you get? Do you know?
No idea.
Yeah, I don't know either anymore. When
I think
we get them.
I think I did select it. I don't remember what it is.
Did you get like the fever and stuff as well, and the tiredness, or just a big lump?
Everything.
Oh wow.
Fever, weakness, all of it. Only lasted
how many days?
Just like 2 or 3 days, but yeah.
Yeah. Right. Mm.
Yeah, hit me pretty quickly as well. I even took a day off work, which I should do more often.
Yeah, you really should.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's amazing that it hit you the first one. We've been hit every single time that we've had one. It's been really sore arm, like to the point where we can't lift it, kind of thing.
Oh yeah, the fact that you can't sleep on that arm, because I'm like, oh, this is my favourite side. Why did I go my left arm?
Because you don't want it in your right arm if you're a righty, because you can't lift the bloody thing. Well, yeah, that's right. But Drew and I have been stupid, and both the last 2 times that we've gotten a booster, stupidly, we've done the flu shot as well. So they've done it in one in each arm.
Oh no! So you're like at night. I can't move. It's gonna hurt.
Basically, yeah. So I've told him that we can't do that next time. We have to remember not to do next year. We have to remember not to do it.
We should probably do a love date, an update on Love Scenery now that we've both finished it.
Yes. What did you think? Tell me everything. Spoilers.
I loved it.
Yeah.
One of the things that so there were things in it which I was like, yeah, obviously that's going to happen. But I actually liked that when conflict came up, they resolved it fairly quickly. They didn't drag it on.
Yes.
Other shows are just like, well, this is the season arc.
Yeah, I hate that.
This is like, well, this is the episode arc.
Yeah, no. I love that. They were adults, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sick of these shows where adults act like fucking 12-year-olds. Like, no. If you've got a problem, you would go and talk to your partner and be like, dude, what the fuck was that? You know, like...
Exactly. It's like... Do you actually want this to work? I don't understand.
Yeah. What did you think about the scene where he was like sleeping out the front of the building and it was like freezing cold and he was like sitting there shivering and stuff?
I thought it was really cute. I thought it was so adorable.
Oh, I was like, why were you not at least sitting inside the building? But then he couldn't get in the building because it's not his building. And I was like, ah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's two things that I really loved about it. One is... It was so positive.
Yes. It was upbeat.
It was. And I was like, you know what? I needed this. I really needed that positivity in my life. And I actually didn't even want the show to end. I was like, you know what? If we can keep watching these people, I'm totally fine. Give me another 30 episodes. I'm fine.
Yeah. I love it.
I liked his friends. I know that Drew really said this as well. I was like... But I was like, actually, I really like these side characters. They're not dumb or boring.
No. And I loved Ma and Taro. Yeah. That whole relationship of like him just being really... I know that, you know, most people would be like, but he was really persistent and just really cared about her. And I really loved that about, you know... And she eventually, you know, sort of realised that he's not a jerk and stuff. And I just loved it. It's just...
I actually wanted to ask you a question about Miss Ma, whose first name I can't remember. And that is...
Chen.
Chen, yeah, thank you. Is that how people are, really? If relation... We don't actually ever find out how the relationship fell apart. They never tell us.
I don't think so, no. Just that he left.
And he's even in the show for a little bit as well. There's one point where what's-her-face... I can't even remember anybody's name anymore. I've watched so many other shows since then and I've forgotten. But there's that part where the producer of that show that she's going to go on, I'm being so vague, internet, it says, oh, we've got like a piece of music and it's that guy.
Yeah, it's that guy, yeah. Yeah, but then I loved how Taro came in with the old video recording of her...
Playing the drums and everything, yeah.
Producing that song and then says, look, you can go and sue him for plagiarism. Like, I just loved that. I was like, yes, you're so good, Taro.
Oh, yes, that's right. They sort of implied it, but that was when it was revealed that she actually wrote the song that he stole. He stole the song from her, yes. I forgot about that. Thank you. But yeah,
I really loved that.
So what was the second one that you were watching? Are you still watching it?
No, I finished that one.
What was that one? You Are My Glory.
You Are My Glory.
Yeah, I remember now.
It finished. Thank you, because I've forgotten its name. It was okay, and I know a lot of people said, "Oh, it's more adult," but
wait.
it also had
where are these a lot of
no
people,
humor.
by the way?
Well, on the internet, people on the internet. A lot of people said that it's more adult and compared it to Love Scenery from because it's gaming, as a backdrop of gaming. It's a very similar story.
Yep.
Very, very similar story, except she's a celebrity, like a movie star versus a singer, and he's an old high school mate rather than just some dude that's in love with her. So the stories are very, very similar. However, being more adult, they've taken out all of the humour.
Oh, God.
It wasn't... I mean, there was funny bits here and there, but Love Scenery, with his mates and them, there was a lot of laughter in that show. And I really enjoyed that aspect of Love Scenery, and I think that's the kind of thing that I would watch more of. You Are My Glory was very adult, mature, just a bit bland, in my opinion, because it was just... the main character was the main guy character was very sort of, standoffish, and, there wasn't any sort of fun or humour in it, and I didn't enjoy it as much. I sort of slogged through it because I was at that point you're like,
well, I've already put this much time in it.
Yeah. Kind of I'll just finish it off. But
that's what I was like with the show that was 60 episodes.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I've already watched 16.
Yeah. No, I probably wouldn't have gone that far.
To be fair, even at 16, I didn't know it was 60 episodes. I thought, well, this keeps going. I'm just going to keep watching. I think around 30, I finally checked.
Yeah. No. Yeah. So I would much rather Love Scenery. I'd watch
so you
that
wouldn't?
again,
you don't think I should watch You Are My Glory?
Look, you'd probably enjoy it from it's an enjoyable story.
Okay. There's
not as much laughter in it, I don't think. It's enjoyable though. It was a good. It's very similar, and there's a niceness to it, but it's not. I wouldn't put it in the same. Okay. I'd give it a 5 out of 10 versus a 9 out of 10.
All right, definitely not going to watch it then. There are lots of other stuff to watch.
Yeah.
I just finished season 3 of Invincible. I don't know if you've ever watched that. It's on Prime.
No.
It's... Oh, I don't know how to explain it, actually. Superhero stuff.
Yeah.
It's a cartoon, but it's not for kids.
Adult cartoons. I don't mind them.
Yeah, there's a lot of violence in this.
Oh, maybe not then.
Yeah, people having their spines ripped out and their heads crushed, with their eyeballs hanging out of their skulls and stuff like that.
Street Fighter style, huh?
And their intestines just hanging out of their guts. It's very violent. But I would honestly say that it's still good. The violence isn't... I wouldn't say it's gratuitous. It's more for a purpose.
That's definitely gratuitous when it's hanging out of the eyeballs. No.
Okay, maybe it is a bit. I'll give you that, Mel. So I finished watching that. I quite like that. But have you watched any of the Wheel of Time?
Yes.
Okay, do you know the Wheel of Time series?
Yes. Well,
okay.
Yes.
Have you read any of it?
I can't ever seem to get through book 6.
Oh,
Lord of
that's
Chaos.
usually the one. Yeah.
That's my cock block there.
Yeah.
I can't get through it.
So there's a series that they're doing on Prime, and I think they've just started. Season 3's just started.
Season 3, yeah.
And I've watched the first episode. Boy, does it start with a bang. I was like...
Yeah, I have heard that.
Holy shit. This is... They're doing series... Because everything up to now... It's... sometimes when you watch a show and you can, tell what the budget is just by watching it. It's you just spent all your special effects. I get it, yeah.
Yeah, that's
I'm actually kind of worried that they've just done all of that on the first episode.
I think we're about... I think we watched the first couple of episodes of season 2, but we just haven't gone back to it. Not that we don't want to, it's just that we just haven't with everything. So we will it's good to hear that season 3 starts with a bang, at least.
Yeah, it's serious business.
Is there more out or just one episode?
Yeah, there's a few episodes out. I didn't actually realize. I thought it was just the one episode that was out, but it started playing the second one. I'm like, oh, okay, there's more. But I was busy, so Bunyip's just come in to sit.
Hey, Bunyip. You can't see her because the curtain is really dark. So when she gets over there, you just can't see her. You can only see her teeth occasionally when she pops her head up.
Okay, Bun, come on, up. Come on, up you come.
Oh, good girl, look at you.
See her collar. Oh, look at
She's
that tongue.
Good girl.
The curtain's got a face. It looks like a mimic.
Yeah, such a good guy. Go to Daddy. Go on, go to Dad. Go on, go to your dad.
Aren't you both Dad?
The other one. Obviously, if I'm saying it, I mean the other one.
We've just nearly finished season 3 of Jack Reacher on Prime.
Okay.
Have you watched Jack Reacher?
I haven't watched any of Jack Reacher, but I want to. I watched the movies.
The Tom Cruise movie?
Yeah, and I thought they were all right.
Yeah, they're right. The show on Prime, it's Prime, right? Yeah,
yep.
I'm pretty sure it's Prime. It's very good.
Okay.
Very enjoyable. Yeah, really, really good. We've loved it.
Are there only 3 seasons, or are there more than 3?
No, season 3 just came out, so we're waiting for the last episode to come out, maybe. Yeah.
Okay,
So,
well, I should definitely watch that then, because I have heard good things about it.
The guy that plays Reacher is actually what you imagine Reacher to be.
Okay.
Like
not
big, beefy... No, not some tiny little...
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know where I'm
No, he's big and beefy and like, yeah. He's enjoyable to watch. Let me just say that, okay?
You know what? Actually, just let's talk about Tom Cruise for a second. He's not a big man. He's a small man.
No, he's a short man.
So, that makes him no more or less of a man. But
No.
But I will say, how the hell did they have movies with him and Nicole Kidman? Because she's gigantic.
On a box.
Oh, really? Here's your stepladder, buddy. Off you go.
Yeah, basically. That's that's the rumour mill. Whether that's... I don't think that she would have been kneeling.
Yeah, definitely
it's possible,
not.
But...
Jeez.
Yeah, because she's a giant. And same as, I think Katie Holmes is tall-ish as well, isn't she? Katie Holmes, his other wife?
Yeah, I don't know. I actually don't know how tall she is.
Let's Google.
Okay, time to consult Google. I mean, we could totally do this in post, but let's do it now.
Look, Katie Holmes, height. I don't even know how to spell Holmes. Height.
HOLMES.
1.75.
That's pretty tall. Definitely way taller than he is.
Yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm pretty sure it was boxes and, platform shoes.
How do we feel about Tom Cruise these days? I mean... I remember when he had that whole jumping on Oprah's couch moment, and everybody was like, "Oh, something's not right there."
He was happy. He's allowed to be happy. However, he has always been a Scientologist, and I don't like him for that. So, sorry.
It's not a religion.
Correct.
It's a tax dodge. That's what it is.
Well, yeah, and
Who was the dude who created it? I can't remember his name.
Ron Hubbard. Ron L. Hubbard.
That's
who was
him,
a sci-fi writer.
So he created this religion as a tax dodge. Yeah, exactly.
I'm using air quotes, everyone. Religion.
Yeah, and he just created it to avoid the IRS. That's basically it. And
he takes millions of dollars.
Well, he doesn't take anything anymore. But
not now, but they have to give like 10% or 50% or some stupid amount of money. Yeah, of their income to it, and and they do brainwashing, and
it's run by that David Miscavige guy now, right?
Yeah. Have you seen photos of him? Oh my god, I just want to punch him in the face when I see him.
I'll find a photo now that you said that.
he has a punchable face.
I'm going to Google it now, and I'll include a photo here for everyone else as well.
We watched something on YouTube a couple of weeks ago about Scientology.
It comes up as religious leader on my phone.
Yeah, he's a religious leader.
Oh god, yeah, seriously.
We watched something on YouTube the other week about Scientology, and I can't remember what the context was, what it was for, but it was him talking about something, and I was like, oh my God, is that the dude that runs it? I just want to punch him. How would anyone trust him?
It's basically a pyramid scheme, if I understand it correctly.
Oh, yeah, that's my understanding too.
I mean, you could say that about a lot of religions, but yeah. Not yours.
That's true, also. Well, you know, yeah.
Okay, maybe I'm
not
wrong.
mine. No, I mean, it's
yours
just...
has a flatter structure, right?
Yeah, we have a flat structure.
Yeah. And mine doesn't exist because I don't have one.
That's right. Yeah. Anyway, been an interesting thing. Anyway.
So...
I don't even know how we got onto Scientology.
So what are you playing lately?
I haven't been playing anything. I have just been prior to the IV, the iron infusion, I'm just too exhausted. We played a little bit of Overwatch. I just haven't...
You're still playing Overwatch, okay.
Yeah, you know.
It's reliable. You know, it's there, yeah.
It's reliable. It's there. I want to play things. I've been playing a little bit of Foundation here and there, but not a huge amount. Michael's far surpassed where I've ever gotten to in he messaged me the other day, and I haven't replied back to him. I feel really bad, but he messaged me about some building, and I'm like, I've fucking never heard of it.
What the fuck is that building?
Like, Michael, you are so far ahead of me. So then I said the other week to Drew, I said, Michael messaged me, this was a couple of weeks ago, he was messaging me about Monastery or something. We were chatting about that. And I said to Drew, I've got to fucking start playing Foundation. Michael's like passing where I was up to. Like, I've got to beat him. Like, I can't have this.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then I haven't played.
Yeah.
So
he's probably got some spreadsheet running on a second screen or something that tells him how to maximize things.
Probably.
Hey, can I do a Final Fantasy 14 rant?
Go for it.
So you know that I haven't been playing. I'm not currently subbed to it, which is fine. So you know I love Final Fantasy 14.
Yes.
There's so much about it that I really, really enjoy quite a bit. Mm-hmm. I'm going to do a comparison between WoW and Final Fantasy 14, just so you understand some of the differences, so that you've got the frame of reference for what I'm about to say. So in WoW, the open world is pretty open world. The zones are seamless. There's no loading barrier between the zones or anything like. Well, most of the zones. When you're going to like an expansion area, there's a loading thing. In Final Fantasy, the zones all have loading points between them. Right. All of them. Every single one of them. So it makes sense that this is the case because they were originally designed to run on PlayStation 3. So they don't support PlayStation 3 anymore, but they're still supporting PlayStation 4. So everything that they do in the game has to be able to run on the original PlayStation 4 still.
Right.
So one of the things that I always notice in the game is that the open world, because in World of Warcraft, the open world, there's shitloads of stuff happening. There's stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
That's not the case in Final Fantasy. In Final Fantasy, if it's not a new zone for a new expansion, it's dead, basically. And there's barely any reason, there are like a couple edge cases, there's barely any reason to ever go back to one of those zones. So one of the things that I'm always thinking about is how can they modernize Final Fantasy 14? And for ages I've always been like, they should really just do a merge of the zones and just have the zones be seamless, which in my opinion would make it a lot more fun to play.
Yeah.
But they've just left it too late now. And there's just so many zones, and it would just take so much work for them to do it now. Yeah. And it has to run on PlayStation 4 on their existing engine, so I just don't think it's going to happen. So so they've already said that in certain zones they technically cannot add more stuff in there. They can't do anything else in the zone because they've hit the memory limit of that zone. Oh. And I'm just like,
that's sort of shit.
We are so fucked because if you're telling us now that you can't do anything more in a dead zone, then yeah. Wait for like Final Fantasy 17 online or 18 online.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And then hope. I think you have to give credit to the Warcraft developers though, because they had a lot of. I think it seems like they had a lot of foresight in making sure things like that didn't happen. Because even now when they bring out new stuff like new events, it goes back to old areas. So you're still, traveling back there and stuff. And they thought about that, years ago to make it that way. You can go through BlizzCon videos and you can see how they've thought about those kind of things. So I think that there's definitely something in the way that they've developed it, which is with a bit more forethought about, longevity of this game.
Yeah.
How do we keep it active?
And it's like the hooks that they have available to them in World of Warcraft seem more varied, because in Final Fantasy, the way you interact with the world is not as limited. Sorry, it's more limited than it is in World of Warcraft. Because in Final Fantasy, there's like maybe 3 or 4 ways to interact with anything. And that's it.
Yeah.
That's the entire game. It's just, anyway. That's my Final Fantasy.
When did you stop playing?
Oh, a couple of months ago, because I wasn't playing, and I was like, well, I'm paying for it, might as well just cancel it. Because even though I've compensated for that by subscribing to a whole bunch of other shit now.
Of course.
Hopefully we didn't hear that. Don't worry, he doesn't listen to this. I've definitely confirmed with him he does not listen to this.
This will be the one episode that he does listen to. So what else are you playing though? Oh, you know what I started? Sorry, I have to.
No, go.
Tangent. I was going through my emails the other day because I have too many in my inbox, and I found an email from a Kickstarter that we backed for Acquisitions Incorporated, and part of the backing that we did for Acquisitions Incorporated, for PAX, Penny Arcade, was to get rewards for Idle, Dungeons and Dragons, the Idle.
Oh, okay, yep.
Game. So I downloaded it and I was like, well, I may as well use these free thingamadoodies. So I've had Idle, Dungeons and Dragons, playing with all of the Acquisitions Incorporated.
That's really cool.
Characters as part of the party. So, and all their items and stuff. So I've been dipping in and out of that.
I actually really like that one. Their events are so varied. I don't know.
I haven't figured out how they work yet, really. They're doing an event at the moment, and I just started one of the maps that was part of the event, I think, maybe, but yeah.
You have to be really powered up though to get anything decent. Yeah, and certain ones are just well, if you don't have this hero, it's not really going to work for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I've picked all the Acking heroes, so I don't even know if they're relevant to some of those events, but
yeah, I think Drew was going to try that on his iPad at one stage after he saw me playing it. But it is. I like those sort of games that it's just so dumb that we're into games that basically play themselves. Yeah, I did this. Now you go off and you do your thing, okay? And I'll check in on you later. That's basically what it is.
Yeah, I kind of I haven't put that many hours into it because of that. I've played a little bit here and there. I just thought I should use the codes, and so I was like, oh yeah, this is all right for if I've got 10 minutes before I need to do something, I'll just jump in and kill some shit. But
so are you still clicking?
It's not exactly fun. Occasionally, but most of the time I just
you don't need to basically. Once you get to a certain point, you don't need to click. The game will do all the clicking for you. It's my 1 or 2 clicks per second isn't going to make any difference.
I kind of just don't see the point. So I'm not sure how much longer. I get very bored with games really, really quickly is my problem. If they're not interesting or if the gameplay is kind of crap, I just don't go back to them. So even, Against the Storm, the game that Sean suggested to me, I sunk a lot of hours into that, a lot of hours. And I don't want to play it again because I'm it's the roguelite style. It's kind of every time you have to rebuild and start it again, and I'm I just don't feel like this is fun every time. I'd like to, and I could start a city and then not leave it. I don't have to end it. I could just keep building in there and build it up. But then you only have a finite map, so it's kind of I do this and then what? Like I'm not a...
So the game's designed in a way where they want you to restart. The expectation is
it's
that
a
you're
rogue...
going to blow it all up. Kill everyone.
Yeah, and I'm not... Like, it was fun to start with, but now I'm like, it's kind of the same thing every single time. And because you're doing it multiple times quickly, so like a scenario might take you 40 minutes, for example. So you basically do build out the city in 40 minutes or whatever. Then you get to the end of it, you complete the objectives, and then you leave. Then you literally go back into and do another city. So you do exactly that, except the scenery is different, essentially.
Oh, okay.
And it's exactly... The only thing that is different is the type of buildings that you get changes each time. That's the only complexity that's added. And it's like, it doesn't... That, to me, I'm finding a little bit like, do I really want to do this again? So, yeah.
Okay.
I might go back to Mind Over Magic, the school, and see if I can actually build a fucking school.
Okay.
Because that was at least something.
Have you been paying attention to any of the stuff that's happening with Tesla at the moment?
No, I've been trying to avoid the news because it's too depressing.
It is pretty depressing. So, okay, so the whole thing with Musk...
Has your car been vandalised?
No, God, we've hardly had it out. We only just had the windscreen repaired.
Yeah. Sorry, go.
So Musk has basically ruined the reputation of Tesla. So the stock price is just in a nosedive at the moment. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of globally. There's a lot of bad reaction to him, just him being him. In Germany, particularly because of that whole Hail Hitler salute that he did.
Yeah. And
the fact that he tried to get involved in their politics. They don't like it.
Why would they?
Hitler and the whole World War II thing with Germany is a very sore point, and I got a lot of respect for Germans these days, just because it takes a lot to say we fucked up, and they're like, we're not going to ever let that happen again. And they see. So I was watching some YouTube video, and there's some online poll. So take the result with a grain of salt, but it does indicate 100,000 people in the poll. 94% said they will never buy a Tesla again.
Wow.
And their sales in Germany are like down 40-something%. In fact, the Tesla sales around the world are down.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what does it take for the board of directors to kick him out? What does he have to do for them to say, no, this is too much? Well, if he's just the CEO, the board of directors... I know,
but it depends on the contracts, right?
Oh, that's true. That's a good point.
He could be contracted in there that, if they get rid of him, they have to pay him $1 trillion or something. I don't know. We don't know.
Maybe they should just give him Tesla shares. Are you there worth a lot?
Yeah,
But people are firebombing Teslas, attacking Tesla stores. It's just crazy. Yeah. But there also, everything in America right now is just a bonfire. Yeah.
Yeah. Someone, I think we were watching Stephen Colbert, maybe it was Stephen Colbert and his monologue thing, or maybe it was not that. But someone was saying, I've had enough of my Tesla and I'm selling it, and they went out the next day and traded it in for something else because they just got sick of the vandalism and comments about, because someone came up to them in the car park and said, "Oh, are you a Nazi or something?" and they were like, "What? No, I bought this, there's all those stickers that are like, I bought this before Elon Musk went crazy on the back of Teslas and stuff." I thought, oh my God, what's the world coming to?
The problem is that the cars are actually decent.
Decent, not great. There are the cars.
So the best thing about the cars is the software that runs them. By far, they have the best software. And there is nothing even close to their software. I remember the first time I sat in one and I just navigated, and I moved the map around, and I was like, wow, actually this is really good. I mean, I've seen other cars and their UIs are really jerky and not responsive or anything like this. It just works straight away.
But not to be
Oh, here we go.
How many?
Are we
how many
disagreeing,
cars
Mel?
did
Is this what I'm seeing right
we're
now?
we're gonna. How many cars did you sit in, and how long ago was that? Because technology has changed a lot in the last couple of years, even.
That's true. I haven't sat in.
And how many did you sit in?
One.
Yeah. So, you can't really say that they're the best.
They feel... No, you're right. Well... You're right. I don't have the perspective to be able to say. In my opinion, I believe that they're the best.
In your experience of one car.
Yeah. I don't know. They have the best software just because they're so far ahead of everybody because they started so long ago.
Yeah, but we've also got the Volvos are doing amazing things with their EVs. MG aren't that bad either. We've been in an MG.
I've heard MG are very good.
MG are very good. Polestar are apparently very, very popular, although they're now apparently going out of business.
They're just too expensive. That's their problem.
Yeah, but a lot of the EVs are they're just stupid expensive.
They're not anymore. All the ones coming out of China are so affordable.
Well, I mean, it's coming out of China though.
Yeah, but even they're all competing with Tesla now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Tesla have been having to drop their price. But, there's something about Teslas that is starting to shit me, though, because they've got this upgrade. So, one thing I've always disliked is when you buy something and you can't use it to its fullest capacity. Like, if you want to use this feature, you've got to pay this money.
Oh, yeah.
To use what's already in your car. And it shits me.
That's
so
stupid.
let's have a look at the Tesla upgrade list, okay? So I'm just going to open it on internet.
Oh.
So here we go to upgrades. So
these are all
upgrades.
things that are in the car available right now.
Yes. So first
they
on
don't
the
have
list.
to do anything.
No. It's just they change a 0 to a 1. That's it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Acceleration boost. Apparently increase. That's all it says. It doesn't really say anything else. Oh, improved acceleration. So improved 0. Oh, good. So it'll change it from 4.4 seconds for 0 to 100 to 3.8 seconds. So you're going to shave 0.6 seconds off for, guess how much, Mel?
1,000.
3,000.
What?
Yes, exactly. Okay, there's more. Then there's enhanced autopilot. So the default that you get is the lane centering and the adaptive cruise control, all of that stuff. You get all that. Enhanced autopilot does it can navigate on autopilot. It can do auto lane changes, and then those are the two that it lists. And then coming soon, which it said coming soon for these three things for a long time: auto park, summon, and smart summon.
I thought you could already summon.
I think
Isn't that when people turn the car on and
the car will come to
them?
them. Yeah. So auto park is actually available in other areas of the world as well, and I really want that. Except, have a guess how much this is.
5.5.
Close, 5,100. Okay, all right. The last one, Mel. Full self-driving. So full self-driving is basically everything. I don't think it includes the acceleration boost, but it includes everything from the previous one I said.
Okay, yeah.
So the only extra thing this has is traffic light and stop sign control. So it can read the traffic lights and the stop signs. Guess how much this is?
10,000.
10,100. Oh, and coming soon is everything I said before, but also auto steer on city streets. Then I'm like, wait a second.
Hang on.
Does it not do that on... I'm confused. Is it only highway? I'm very confused. I just noticed that.
Does it not auto steer the rest of the time that it's auto driving? Like, what?
But I do like
that.
the car. I do like it. It's just such a shame that Musk has to be associated
involved
with it. What have they got to do to scrub his stain off the company?
Yeah, I don't think they can at this point. I think the stain is in.
Oh well.
Sorry.
Did you want to call it there, by the way? Do you want me to do an outro?
Sure.
No,
Sure.
I think
Yeah. I mean,
I think you
we've
should
been
do it.
talking for an hour.
I know, because I do try to cut these down. I don't really want them to be too long.
Well.
Do you want to do the outro, or do you want me to do it?
Well, I did the intro, so you can do the outro.
Okay, all right. Are you ready?
Yep.
Thanks for watching, everybody, or listening, I guess, if you're listening. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that shit. We need it for validation.
We love it.
And also, if you're our friend, don't send us messages talking about the episode. Put a comment, will you? Jeez, it's important. We read the comments as well. Do you
We
read
need
the comments, Mel?
interactions, man. Yeah, I read them.
Yeah. So, we really want that interaction. And as usual, if you think we've said something wrong or have something to say, we do say a lot of wrong stuff, especially me.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
If you want us to discuss something, let me know, or let Mel know. And until next time, thank you very much.
Thank you.